Those who can't change their minds can't change anything. George Bernard Shaw. Minds are like parachutes, they only function when they are open. James Dewar. It's okay to disagree with the thoughts or opinions expressed by other people. That doesn't give you the right to deny any sense they might make. Nor does it give you a right to accuse someone of poorly expressing their beliefs just because you don't like what they are saying. Learn to recognize good writing when you read it, even if it means overcoming your pride and opening your mind beyond what is comfortable. Ashley Lorenzana. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Aristotle. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. Arthur Schopenhauer. By all means, let's be open-minded, but not so open-minded that our brains drop out. Richard Dawkins. Minds are like parachutes, they only function when open. Thomas Dewar. Keep an open mind, but not so open your brain falls out. Robert Lowe. I believe in an open mind, but not so open that your brains fall out. Arthur Hayes Sulzberger. Without an open-minded mind, you can never be a great success. Martha Stewart. If the individual is to be happy in the contemporary order, he must be open-minded with respect to new values and new arrangements. Thomas Cochrane. Be open-minded, but not so open-minded that your brains fall out. Groucho Marx. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. Albert Einstein. The trouble with having an open mind, of course, is that people will insist on coming along and trying to put things in it. Terry Pratchett. You mustn't be so open-minded that your brains fall out. Susan Cheever. I want someone who is open-minded, dedicated to whatever she is doing and isn't afraid to say I love you. As for looks, she shouldn't have 3 heads. I want a regular human being. Kevin Eubanks. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. George Bernard Shaw. Let go of your attachment to being right, and suddenly your mind is more open. Ralph Marston. Do not be so open-minded that your brains fall out. Gilbert K. Chesterton. Do not be so open-minded that your brains fall out. Gilbert K. Chesterton. People are very open-minded about new things, as long as they're exactly like the old ones. Charles Kettering. The object of opening the mind, as of opening the mouth, is to shut it again on something solid. Gilbert K. Chesterton. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. Mark Twain. My mom has a good way of engaging me in a conversation about the choices I make, listening, being objective and open-minded, and respecting those choices so long as they don't put me in danger. Casey Affleck. People will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. An artist's duty is rather to stay open-minded and in a state where he can receive information and inspiration. You always have to be ready for that little artistic epiphany. Nick Cave. You don't want to be so open-minded that your brains fall out. Gilbert K. Chesterton. It's about continuing to learn and being open-minded, don't ever think you know it all. Chris Weidman. African Americans have been brainwashed into not being open-minded, not even considering a conservative point of view. I have received some of that same vitriol simply because I am running for the Republican nomination as a conservative. So it's just brainwashing and people not being open-minded, pure and simple. Herman Cain. Be kind. It's worthwhile to make an effort to learn about other people and figure out what you might have in common with them. If you allow yourself to be somewhat curious, and if you get into the habit of doing that, it's the first step to being open-minded and realizing that your points of view aren't totally opposite. Viggo Mortensen. My mom is very open-minded and has made dad open-minded too. Ananya Birla. I believe in the paranormal and I accept it, but I don't change my life around it. I'm not an avid follower, as it were. I am open-minded. Toya Wilcox. I love the fact that so many of my readers are intelligent, exceptional, accomplished people with an open-minded love of diversity. Suzanne Brockman. I think the more open-minded people we have, like casting directors and producers, the better things are going to be. Letitia Wright. When you run a company, you need to be pretty open-minded. There are a lot of different views on faith, on religion, on many different issues, and you can't let your own faith be the barometer. Greg Brenneman. A high openness score means you're open-minded, you see the world for what it is, whereas a low openness score means you're incredibly closed-minded, and you see the world the way you want to see it, regardless of what is actually going on. Adio Resi. I think we have an obligation to put on a fun show and put on a concert that's memorable, that's energetic and that spreads joy and open-mindedness. If being open-minded and joyful is against your political beliefs, then you know, FKU. Mike Dern. I think being open-minded about what nature is trying to tell you is the key to being creative and successful. Bonnie Bassler. I think romance is a tool, comedy is a tool, and drama is a tool. I really just want to tell stories that challenge the viewer, move people, make you laugh, perhaps push an idea about being open-minded but never settle on a genre or an opinion. I hate genre. I like movies that are original in their approach. Jason Reitman. By all means, let's be open-minded, but not so open-minded that our brains drop out. Richard Dawkins. I'm someone who is open-minded to new experiences because they teach you new things. Marilyn Manson. Science at its best is an open-minded method of inquiry, not a belief system. Rupert Sheldrake. I come from a middle-class family, but we are open-minded people. Kriti Sano. We have to replace our focus on personalities with a focus on ideas so that the opinionated and self-serving pronouncements and forms of cyberbullying are replaced by thoughtful dialogue and open-minded conversation. Anthony Carmona. My idea about the role of artists is to get people to look at things in a way that's different than the way they normally would if they are being told how to think, what to do. I think when people receive information through art, they are more open-minded. Shepard Fairey. Strategy is, at some level, the ability to predict what's going to happen, but it's also about understanding the context in which it is being formulated. And then you have to be open-minded to the fact that you're not going to get it right at the very beginning. Martin Dempsey. People at the University of Portland were accepting and loving and open-minded. When you have a safety net, it allows you to take risks. Kunal Nair. Be very, very patient and very open-minded, and listen to what people have to say. A. J. McLean. I just think you can't shut your life off to just, one thing. You gotta be open-minded. Explore things. Feed your artist. Antoine Fuqua. To prevent discussion of any other explanations of human origins is hardly what I would expect from open-minded educators. Tony Campolo.